Weather advisory goes into effect at noon on this Thursday, lasting until 6 a.m. Friday morning. 1 to 3 inches of snowfall today, with a little ice glaze expected tonight. Get the latest in local weather at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call me, Jay Peterson, your Auto Owners Insurance agent in Clinton, for a virtual or in-person appointment at 935-6605.
CEO Paul Skowron here from Warner Hospital and Health Services in Clinton. Preventative health care protects you from infections, whether COVID, the flu, or other respiratory ailments. Schedule your appointment now by clicking our icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
When it comes to fire and water restoration, ServPro of Piatt, DeWitt counties can make your emergency or disaster like it never even happened. Find out all the services they provide by clicking their icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
The Miller Media Group is looking for someone who's local, in sales, and wants to advance their career. We have an immediate opening for an account executive who understands the importance of small businesses to our local economy. Just bring your sales expertise to us and we'll train you with above average pay along the way. Prove yourself to us and you could be promoted to sales manager for our radio group with a great compensation package. It all starts with an email to sales@randyradio.com. That's sales@randyradio.com. We're an equal opportunity employer.
You can count on Agro Liquid for precision crop nutrition. When you don't get all your potash down in the fall, when weather or market prices change your management strategy, or when you want to balance your fertilizer program with micronutrients, Agro Liquid is ready with the products and application flexibility you want for in-season crop nutrition and the research-proven results you need. Agro Liquid. Apply less. Expect more. Find a retailer at agroliquid.com.
9 minutes after 8 o'clock here on this Thursday morning. Cloudy skies, 22 degrees. It feels like 9 degrees outside.
Regional Radio, DeWittDailyNews.com, and the WHOW app. This is local information making a difference.
Top of the morning, again, 9 minutes after 8 o'clock on this Thursday. The WHOW Morning Show streams live to our Facebook page and YouTube channel. That's WHOW TV. It's all brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. A Logan County entity has received a grant for $10,000. The Atlanta Public Library announced the grant will help them expand its collection and programming. Co-director Juliana Nordman on the WHOW Morning Show Wednesday told Regional Radio she is looking forward to expanding on the library's documentary collection and expanding programs to meet what the community wants.
The American Library Association had a grant that was due in December, applied for it, and we are one of the only 200 of the libraries in the entire country that received this grant. So this grant is a hefty grant. It's for $10,000. And it's essentially to boost humanities programming and anything to do with humanities after COVID. So a lot of libraries got hit hard. We were one of them, and it just happened to work out. So I am really excited about it. So part of it, I'm hoping to double or triple our size of the amount of documentaries we have. We don't have a ton, which I think, there's some really, really great documentaries out there that we don't have available for checkout. So I'm hoping to do that. And then I'm also going to start a new programming I'm going to call it Cooking with Traditions. And essentially I'm going to bring in different people with different backgrounds and stuff, teach how to make a different food from their culture. So I've already talked to Whitney Ortiz, she's the tourism development director for Atlanta. She comes in sometimes too. And she is going to teach some different types of food and kind of talk about different cultures and everything like that. So it's never been done before. I think it'll be super fun. I'm very excited about it because I've wanted to do cooking classes. I think it's a great idea for adult programs. And then we also are going to do some speakers and authors and everything like that coming in and talking to us about history, talking to us about Route 66, Atlanta, even, Logan County, anything like that.
Nordman hopes some of the programs they'll be adding will be able to be something they offer long-term. She explains a lot of expenses for these programs are upfront material expenses. She hopes they could be very viable long-term.
Yeah, so actually I have been thinking about doing more adult programs, and a lot of what people have been suggesting have been stuff with cooking and stuff like that. So I had been thinking about that. However, if you get, 10 people in a program about cooking, you need a lot of things to buy, and it's a very huge expense at the start. However, after that, you're just going to be really buying the food.
Nordman points out those in the community interested in the events and happenings out of the grant to follow their social media pages. Get news anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Getting your pet's needed medications is easy with Covenant Animal Clinic in Clinton.
Yes, very convenient, especially because I live in Bloomington. It always gets delivered right to your door.
I've used the online pharmacy. It's so easy.
Click the Covenant Animal Clinic icon at DeWittDailyNews.com to learn more.
Eagle Ridge Supportive Living Indicator is affordable to everyone. Marketing Director Carla Thomas here, inviting you to schedule your tour by clicking our icon at DeWittDailyNews.com and start enjoying supportive living.
Hear Clinton Maroon live play-by-play this season on WHOW, the Big 1520 daytime, 92.3 FM in DeWitt County and 106.5 in Bloomington Normal all the time. Plus, streamed on DeWittDailyNews.com, the WHOW mobile app, and Amazon Alexa. Plus, tune in for Best of Clinton Sports broadcast every Saturday morning at 10. All brought to you by Liberty Village, Nan Crane with Remax Choice, the 217 Home Team, Warner Hospital and Health Services, and Covenant Animal Clinic.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. You've got to remember to do your testing and always need to stick your fingers to test your blood sugar. The new way to live your life with diabetes is with a continuous glucose monitor. Apply a discrete sensor on your body, and it continuously monitors your glucose levels, helping you spend more time in range and freeing you from painful finger sticks. If you are living with type 1 or type 2 diabetes and you administer insulin 3 or more times per day or use an insulin pump, you might be eligible for a CGM through your insurance benefits. U.S. Med partners with over 500 private insurance companies and Medicare. We offer free shipping, 90-day supplies, and we bill your insurance. Call us today for a free benefits check.
800-690-2320. 800-690-2320. 800-690-2320. That's 800-690-2320.
Time now for a look at sports. I'm Seth Lawrence with this report. In a game heard on WEZC and at DeWittDailyNews.com Wednesday night, Paxton Buckley Loda did not score for the first 10 minutes and 17 seconds of the game. And Monticello used suffocating defense to roll to a 53-30 win in Class 2A Regional Semifinal high school boys basketball action from the GCMS Regional. In that stretch of 10 minutes and 17 seconds, the Sages were able to build a 17-0 lead, and after Mason Brunn's layup at the 5:43 mark of the second quarter, Monticello answered with an 8-0 run and opened up a 25-2 lead with 1:12 left in the first half. Garrett Sanders' corner three with 53 seconds to play was the only other basket for the Panthers in the first half as the Sages led 27-5 at the intermission. Out of the break, PBL looked much more inspired. They started the third quarter on a 12-2 run, getting within 29-17 after Caden Snelling hit a three with 4:45 to play in the frame. But the Sages answered with a 9-3 finish to the period. The Sages led by as many as 28 late in the fourth. Monticello's defense held the Panthers to 26% shooting, going 10 for 38 for the game. The Sages dominated the glass 35-21 and scored 10 points off 14 offensive rebounds. Monticello turned over PBL 20 times to the tune of 23 points and scored 28 of its 53 points in the paint, 12 coming in transition. The Sages shot 50% for the first half. A slow start to the second half had the Sages finish at a 45% clip, shooting 21 for 47. Monticello went just 4 for 16 from beyond the arc. The Sages dished out 16 assists on their 21 baskets, but committed 12 turnovers. With the win, the Sages have now won 8 straight and will battle Prairie Central Friday night for the regional championship. The Sages are 28-3 on the season. PBL finishes its season 16-13. Game time Friday is 7 p.m. Hear all the action on 95.9 FM WEZC and online at DeWittDailyNews.com. Maroa Forsyth shot 13 of 20 from the foul line in the fourth quarter, just good enough to hold off Williamsville 66-63 in a Class 2A regional semifinal matchup Wednesday from Maroa Forsyth High School and boys basketball postseason action. Leading 40-34 after 3, the Bullets mounted a frantic comeback led by Pryor Reynolds, who scored 16 of his team-high 18 points and 16 of Williamsville's 19 points in the frame, making 4 3-pointers. Egan Franson had 14 of his game-high 28 in the fourth, and he went 5 of 6 at the foul line down the stretch. Zane Giles and Ethan Willoughby scored 11 for Maroa Forsyth, who advances to a regional final Friday night against Normal U High. The Trojans are 18-11 on the season, while Williamsville finishes its season 16-14. Class 2A regional semifinal scores in high school boys basketball action from Wednesday. From the Arthur Lovington Atwood Hammond Regional, Teutopolis rolled Shelbyville 68-36. From the Beardstown Regional, Pleasant Plains edged Warsaw 63-61. From the Bloomington Central Catholic Regional, Warrensburg Latham toppled Tri-Valley 49-38. While BCC edged Olympia 65-55. A couple of upsets from the Kankakee McNamara regional. This will be of note for Monticello fans, as this is the regional that will feed into the Clifton Central sectional next week. Second-seeded Kankakee McNamara was upset by sixth-seeded Beecher 65-49, while fifth-seeded Herscher upset third-seeded Moments 48-40. That wasn't even the end of the upsets in local regional action yesterday. From the Tolono Unity Regional, St. Joseph Ogden down 50 in Oakwood 43-34. Tolono Unity edged Bismarck Henning 46-42. From the Wilmington Regional last night, El Paso Gridley rolled Braidwood Reed Custer 68-44, and seventh-seeded Seneca used overtime to upset fourth-seeded Pontiac 69-65. In Class 1A regional semifinal action Wednesday from the Arcola Regional, Tuscola toppled Georgetown Notre Dame de la Salette 54-23, while Arcola got by Bethany Okaw Valley 65-57. From the Brimfield Regional, Peoria Christian rolled Elmwood 64-36 last night from Champaign St. Thomas More. STM got by Georgetown Ridge Farm 65-31. And Decatur LSA beat Salt Fork 71-58. From the Decatur St. Teresa Regional last night, Cerro Gordo downed Argenta Oriena 80-70. And St. T edged Mount Pulaski 62-59. From the Illini Central Regional, Augusta Southeastern got by Illini Central 52-30. And Havana used overtime to get by Delavan 44-40. From the Milford Regional, Leroy down Watseka 63-55. From the Roanoke Benson Regional, Hayworth edged Flanagan Cornell 47-46, while Lexington got by Bloomington Cornerstone Christian Academy 53-48. From the Stewardson Strasburg Regional, Meridian got by Casey Westfield 63-56, and Neoga edged Stewardson Strasburg 44-40. Class 3A high school boys basketball regional semifinal action from last night. From the Limestone Regional, Peoria Notre Dame toppled East Peoria 48-31. Peoria Manual edged Galesburg 46-33. From the Decatur MacArthur Regional, MacArthur got by Decatur Eisenhower 77-59, and Springfield Southeast beat Charleston 66-56. From the Mahomet Seymour Regional last night, Lincoln downed Urbana 53-49, and Mahomet Seymour edged Danville 55-53. Last night in Morton got by Bloomington 51-45, while Champaign Centennial edged Normal West 50-48. From the Peoria Richwoods Regional, it was Metamora over Richwood, 77-55, and Washington edged Peoria, 35-33. From the Sacred Heart Griffin Regional in Springfield, SHG toppled Springfield, 69-33, while Mount Zion fell to Lanphier, 63-60. And finally, from the Normal Community Regional in Class 4A High School Boys Regional Semifinal action, Normal Community toppled Pekin, 60-25. Ben Coupe Jr. at 22 points as Southern Illinois easily beat ISU 90-69 Wednesday night. Marcus Damask had 16 points and 9 assists for Southern Illinois, who moves to 16-13 in the Valley. 16-13 overall and 9-8 in the Valley. They won their 4th straight. Lance Jones had 16 points. Stephen Verplanken Jr. had 12. The 90 points were a season best for SIU. Antonio Reeves had 18 points for the Redbirds, whose losing streak has now reached 5 games as ISU drops to 11-19 overall. They're 4-13 in the Valley. Kendall Lewis scored 14 points while Mark Freeman scored 12. The Salukis wrap up the regular season undefeated against ISU. They beat the Redbirds 75-69 back on February 5th. ISU wraps up the regular season slate Saturday, hosting Indiana State. Then it's off to next weekend's Missouri Valley Tournament in St. Louis. Isaiah Molesley scored 33 points, grabbed 11 rebounds, and Missouri State beat Bradley 83-67 Wednesday night. Donovan Clay had 17 points and 7 boards for Missouri State, who moves to 21-9 overall and 12-5 in the Valley. Gage Prim scored 14. Lasai Patterson had 5 steals. Connor Hickman had 15 points for the Braves. Malevi Leons had 15 points, and Villa Tavanainen grabbed 7 boards. The Braves dropped to 16-13 overall. They're 10-7. In the Valley, the Bears wrap up the regular season undefeated against the Braves. They beat Bradley 71-69 back on January 5th. The Braves will wrap up the regular season Saturday hosting Valpo. Then it's off to the Missouri Valley Tournament next weekend in St. Louis. 2 of the league's top scorers, DeMar DeRozan and Trae Young, meet up tonight when the Chicago Bulls open the second half against the Atlanta Hawks in Atlanta. DeRozan ranks 3rd in the NBA, averaging 28.1 points per game, while Young is 4th in the league, averaging 27.8 points per game. The Bulls are 23-13 in the Eastern Conference. Chicago is 3rd in the East at scoring-wise at 112.6 points per game and shooting 48% from the floor. The Hawks have gone 17-18 against Eastern Conference opponents thus far. They rank 4th in the East at 112.2 points per game. They're shooting nearly 47% from the floor. The teams meet for the 3rd time this season. The Bulls won 131-117 in the latest matchup on December 30th. Zach LaVine led the Bulls in that game with 25. He is day-to-day with a knee injury. Young led the Hawks with 26 points. The Bulls open the second half of the season still pretty banged up. They'll be without Patrick Williams, Alex Caruso, and Lonzo Ball. And as mentioned, LaVine, who did participate in some All-Star Weekend activities, is still day-to-day with a knee injury. Green Bay Packers GM Brian Gutekunst says he's not giving Aaron Rodgers any deadlines on when to decide on a possible return and believes the 4-time MVP will reach a resolution soon. Rodgers has said he has not made up his mind regarding his plans for next season and has not ruled out returning to Green Bay or retiring or requesting a trade. Gutekunst said Wednesday they're confident they'll have a decision shortly. Rodgers, who won his 2nd straight MVP this past season, says he'd like to make a decision by the time free agency starts next month. He wants to give the Packers enough time to prepare for life with or without him. Gutekunst acknowledges Rodgers' decision will factor into other choices the Packers make as they build their roster for the 2022 season, and noted the 38-year-old is well aware of that. Rodgers said Tuesday on the Pat McAfee Show on YouTube and SiriusXM the postseason conversations he had with Gutekunst, Packers coach Matt LaFleur, and Executive Vice President and Director of Football Operations Russ Ball were much more positive than usual. Rodgers had skipped the Packers' mandatory minicamp last year in a standoff with team management. Rodgers' status is the most pressing of several Offseason issues facing the Packers, who fell in the divisional playoffs this past season after 2 straight NFC Championship game losses. The Packers are nearly $43 million over the salary cap, according to the overthecap.com, and have several noteworthy potential free agents, including all-pro receiver Devontae Adams and linebacker Devondre Campbell. Gutekunst confirmed the Packers restructured defensive tackle Kenny Clark's contract and added there will be many more contracts that they touch along the way, but doesn't believe the Packers' cap situation should cause them to make major cuts on the roster. One option the Packers have is to franchise tag Adams. The window for applying franchise tags started Tuesday and runs through March 8th, though Gutekunst has said he'd rather avoid taking that step with Adams, but acknowledged it is a possibility. He also addressed other team-related issues. Gutekunst expressed confidence left tackle David Bakhtiari will make a successful return from his torn ACL that sidelined him for most of the 2021 season. Bakhtiari, who injured his left knee on December 31st of 2020, returned to play 27 snaps in Green Bay's regular season finale in Detroit, but did not play in the Packers' 13-10 loss to the San Francisco 49ers in the NFC divisional round. He says there is a possibility the Packers keep outside linebacker Zadarius Smith, but acknowledge the Packers' cap situation complicates the matter. Smith played just one regular season game because of a back injury, but did return for the playoffs with a sack against the Niners. Get sports anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Life is uncertain. Stop in and see me, State Farm Agent Jason France, on the west side of the Clinton Square, or click our icon at DeWittDailyNews.com and see how our full lineup of State Farm insurance and financial services can help protect your family.
Local farm broadcaster Jared White covers the local agriculture news you need to know. Hear his reports by downloading the free WHOW mobile app.
Tomorrow's leaders in the dynamic field of agriculture are being trained today as members of the largest rural youth organization in the world. FFA members across America are preparing to lead American agriculture in the 21st century.
Today and every day in 2022,